Oh yeah, shout out Kalen DeBoer. I repeat, shout out, much respect to Kalen DeBoer for making the necessary moves. Huh? Really, no time to waste, man. I'm gonna dive right in to it. Matter of fact, come on in. I repeat, bro, come on in. Yeah. Well, great news coming out of Alabama. We talk about Kalen DeBoer, the next steps he should or may take. What does he need to do? We talk about the transfer portal being over. The transfer portal is basically done, unless there's some more additions added. But at the end of the day, dog, now it's time for Kalen DeBoer to focus on, take a long look at his personnel as well as his coaching staff. But you pretty much observe your personnel to a T if you're DeBoer and the coaching staff, or at least you should have. You know, they should definitely understand their roster, understand the best position that players can fit, right? Have it pretty much down packed if they're really studying their players and doing their job. Because at the end of the day, as far as coaches, if you're a real good coach and you can identify the talent in the room, it shouldn't take you forever or a whole year to identify what position your players should be in, how to put them in the best positions to reach their maximum potential. Because at the end of the day, Kalen DeBoer, boom, Ryan Grubb, huh? Boom, Kane Walmack, all of the above. If they're as great as people say they are, or we think they are, or can be, even though they haven't been great yet at all. But if you think they have the propensity to be great at their jobs, then they should have already identified this talent and have some certain idea where they want guys to play at the end of the day, right? Right. No way around it, right? No ifs, ands, buts about it, bro. Period. But shout out, big kudos to Kalen DeBoer. Shout out K Dog, man. Matter of fact, clap it up for K Dog. You hear me? Roll Tide. One more again for K Dog, man. You hear me? Shout out Kalen DeBoer once again. Come on now. The Kalen DeBoer, he definitely took a major step, and it might have even been hard for him. I'm sure him and old buddy, him and old pal were pretty good friends. It seems like his whole coaching staff are his best friends who he brought in, whether it's Boom, Ryan Grubb, Freddie Roach, really one guy that he really didn't know that well coming in, or one guy he didn't bring with him, right? But at the end of the day, I'm sure they have built a bond and a true friendship. So yeah, man, Kalen DeBoer had to make a tough decision, one of many, maybe. I'm very interested in who else he fires, who else Bama fires, whatever they want to call it. You see some media outlet says, "Oh, Alabama let's go of Kapilovic." you know, oh, it wasn't a Kalen DeBoer thing, huh? They try to kind of keep Kalen DeBoer's name out of it, but at the end of the day, we know who made the decision, right? We know who made the move, the necessary move. Period. There's no way around it, dog. The O line was piss poor. If we're talking about standards and the standard for Bama, that wasn't the standard at all. We want to see murder ball, bro. I repeat, we want to see murder ball, hands down, man down. If you can't give us murder ball, guess what? Get the hell out the building, man. I repeat, if you can't give us murder ball, get the hell out the building, man. Yeah, roll tide, full of pride. So K Dog definitely made the right decision getting rid of this dude. Now the question is who they bring in. That's going to be the major majority of the live. Who will Alabama bring in to replace the O-line coach? What they call him, Coach Cap. Well, for him, it is a wrap, homie. Yeah. No, at the end of the day, I'm sure he will get another job some way, somehow. But as far as it goes for Bama, I'm going to get into the comments in a minute. But as far as it goes for Bama, right, he is gone. He is out the building. We need a run game. If Bama doesn't have a run game next year, we are going to see the same results. No cap. It's just inevitable for the same thing to happen. Now, they may still make a run. They may still do this, do that. But when it comes to playoff time, You got to have a run game, baby. You hear me? You got to move bodies. You got to be solidified in the trenches. Now, they made the moves in the portal so far. Now, the question is, right? Boom. Can they develop this talent? Not only the portal players, right? But the incoming players coming in, the freshmen, the sophomores, even more. And another big question is, how is your strength and conditioning program? Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah. It's a lot of questions about that whole program round yonder, like it or not. I don't care who feel disrespected, homie, for real. We talking about what's the best for them boys. Who are the best men on staff for them boys, man? For them real levy dogs to come out. You know what I mean? Them boys definitely need to get stronger, bro. You hear me? No cap, especially up front. More physical as well. Aggression. You know? So the question is, where does Bama go from here? But solid move once again from Kalen DeBoer, from K-Dog. He really finally put his foot down. But now it's going to be more tough decisions to come. And like I've been saying, spring ball will show us a lot more. At the end of the day, we're all waiting for spring ball, right? That's when the major work is put in. Now, don't get me wrong, they still got to put in the off-season work, off-season program, right? Nutrition plan, bam. You know what I mean? Workout program, bam. Lifting, bro, running, etc., etc., etc. But at the end of the day, we know when it comes down to it, spring ball, the competitions will be real. Real deal, no Holyfield. But shout out respect to Holyfield, right? He is a boxing legend. I repeat, a boxing legend, baby. Yeah. You know, so spring ball will tell it all. I repeat, spring ball will tell it all. But this is the right move, and it can propel Bama in the right direction, potentially. But like I say, homie, it's definitely more moves to be made, right? But it was time for Chris to go. It was time for him to get out the building. No disrespect, we just stating facts here. That was inexcusable, pass pro and run blocking, even though it wasn't always bad as far as the pass pro goes. And we can dive into that another time. That has a lot to do with Ryan Grubb, Ty Simpson at times, etc., etc., etc. But at the end of the day, the O-line run game, no, bro, piss poor, dog. Period. No cap. Yeah. So that's what it is, man. And then we got to get into Dabo. Dabo pretty much calling out the whole college football industry, college football realm. I believe he called out who? Did he call out Lane Kiffin? He called out some coaches for tampering, basically foul play, not fair play. I repeat, foul play, not fair play, baby. Yeah. So at the end of the day, shout out to Dabo for keeping it real. Yeah, one thing about Dabo Swinney, you never really seen him like reach for the money, to be too much worried about the NIL, even though he knew it would probably affect Clemson in a negative way. Like his whole thing isn't, oh, I want to pay the players. I want a player to come here just because we giving him a certain amount of guapino, you know. Dabo Swinney more about the relationships, the bonds, the chemistry. Does a player really want to be in the building? Is his heart really in the building? You know, that's what Dabo's really on, man. So the fact he came out and made it clear and talked about some of the corruption, extortion, fuckery going on in the college football transfer NIL portal realm. Kudos and shout out respect to Dabo Swinney, man, for keeping it real and letting the cat out the hat, no cap. And it was much needed. Like I say, I ain't seen the video yet, but I'm going to get into it later. But once again, man, shout out to Dabo Swinney. People who playing foul, man, ain't playing fair ball. They need to be exposed, huh? Yeah, they need to be exposed for real. It's already hard enough now for coaches to build a true team, keep a consistent roster year in and year out. So why the hell we don't need no other coaches coming in trying to play foul ball? Play dirty games behind the scenes, man, tampering and all that. But they want to call Bama out for tampering, for talking to a player when what? Everybody's been doing it. I mean, come on, man. Ain't that the transfer portal anyway? Ain't that how they get down in the boogie downtown anyway? So what's really the 411, huh? What's really the scoop at the end of the day? I must know, man. Fire the chat up heavy, homie. You come in the chat, like it up as well. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell, man. It takes less than 1 second. You hear me? Support the grind, support the channel, bro, heavy. And if you want to become a channel member, do that as well, man. Come rock and roll with Big SKOL, lock in with me. But let's go ahead and dive into the news, man. You know, roll tide, full of pride. Got my boy in the building. Roll tide, baby. Roll tide. Huh? Oh, yeah. Got my boy building. You hear me? Hey, Bama boy, you got some news for me? You got some news for me, big dog? Let me know. You got the 411? You got the scoop, Bama boy, you hear me? Let me know, dog. I must know. I must know. I'm so sincere. I'm so per. You know? Roll tide, man. Yeah. Heard Bama has been in contact with Adam Keem of coach or Ole Miss. Is that Ole Miss coach? Who is that? Adrian Kleem, old coach? So are we talking about being in contact with him for the O-line coaching position? Is that what we talking about, Bama boy? What are we talking about for real around here? I need you to clarify and really break it down, homie. Yeah. Matter of fact, you want to come up and clarify, let me know, man. I'll drop the link. Let's talk about that Bama business. I must know that Bama business, man. Yeah. You know? Period, man. You hear me? So if anybody got the inside scoop on what's going on around yonder at Bama, and you know who they might hire as the position coach, yeah, bro, tap on in, climb on in, and lock in with me, homie. Yeah. For the O-line position, yes, he's a former NFL player and coach. What's his credentials, man? Is he good? Is he mean? Is he dirty? Is he aggressive? You know, that's what I want to know, bro. Is he a real dog? Can he get them boys up? Can he really turn them boys up? Can he develop his players? You know, that's my question, bro. What is his development, player-coach development relationship like? You feel me, Bama boy? That's the biggest thing, biggest question I want to know, bro. For real. Heavy, dog. Like, what is his credentials, homie? Period. If he's not mean, if he can't get them boys mean and ready to play, guess what? I don't want him in the damn build. No disrespect. I'm talking facts here. We had enough of the softness, enough of the soft crap, bro. It's time to get them boys mean. We need them real dogs on the field. You know what I mean? Them boys got to get down and dirty. We need murder ball. I repeat, we need murder ball. Huh? That's what I want, man. And not only from the O-line, but from the running backs as well. Huh? The hell going on around here? This is Bama, bro. The standard is still Bama. The standard is still murder ball. Hit you in your mouth and make you quit. Hit you in your mouth and put fear in you before the game. You know? Roll tide. What they forgot? What you forgot? Oh, I get it. Everybody. Oh, y'all must have forgot. Yeah, man. I haven't heard of him before, but he's been at Oregon, USC coach for the Patriots. I need to know more. I must know more. That's all good and everything. That's all fine and dandy. But at the end of the day, by my boy, right, I must know more, man, for real. I need to know his true credentials, homie. Heavy. Matter of fact, I'll look him up myself and see what it is and what it ain't. You know, roll tide. But let's get into this article. This article, man. Alabama offensive line coach Chris Kapilovic won't return for the 2026 season. Now, let me know in the chat as well, man. Do y'all think this is a wrongful hire? I mean, fire? Do you think DEBOER was wrong? Do you think K-Dog was wrong for firing Chris Kapilovic? Do you think he was a scapegoat, homie? Or do you think he deserved to go? Me, for sure, I believe he deserved to go out the building, you know? Heavy, bro, for real. Do enough for me. The O-line wasn't good enough for me. But let me know in the chat, man. How do y'all really feel about this firing? Do you feel it was too soon? Do you feel it was well deserved? Huh? You know what I mean? What did you really think about the offensive line at Alabama? I think it was coaching as well as play calling as well as lack of development. And at the end of the day, that comes down to the position coach, Chris Kapilovic. You know, majority of the blame falls on him, bro. You know, majority of the blame falls on him. Hands down, bro. So he's out the building, period. I don't feel bad about it at all. Alabama offensive line coach Chris Kapilovic is not expected to return for the 2026 season. Per Bama Online sources, Bama 247 first reported the Crimson Tide's latest coaching change. Kapilovic has spent the past 2 seasons at Alabama, joining the Crimson Tide after Scott Huff left for the Seattle Seahawks. Kapilovic had initially agreed to coach at Baylor in 2024, but chose to come to Tuscaloosa after spending 3 years as Michigan State's offensive line coach. So everywhere he's been, he's pretty much been piss poor. And you see what the Seattle Seahawks position coach is doing for Seattle around yonder as far as coaching that O-line up, right? Right. That's all you really got to say. Like, boom, look at what Scott Huff is doing in Seattle right now. Look how their run game is performing. And you got to look at play calling as well. That's why they fired Ryan Grubb, because he refused to run the ball, period, no cap, bottom line. That's why he couldn't make it in the NFL. You hear me? And we saw it firsthand this year, last year, whatever you want to call it. At times, his play calling was piss poor, left his team out of sync. Even times he gained 10 yards or had a 10-yard or 12-game run, boom, he goes back and throws the ball 3-4 times in a row. That won't cut it at all. So it was an overall problem, right? But at the end of the day, when we're talking techniques, we're talking about first steps, hand work, hand placement, run blocking, etc. Understanding where to attack, where to put your pads at, your helmet at, boom, just being aggressive overall, right? Just wanting to hit somebody, right? That starts with your O-line position coach, period, man. Heavy, homie, developing his players the best way he can. And at the end of the day, we know Kapilovic did not do that. But at the same time, boom, we ain't going to sit here and put all the blame on Kapilovic either. Ryan Grubb must take some blame as well, because it was definitely times he went away from the run too fast. Here we go. In his first year at Alabama, Kapilovic's offense line trimmed its number of sacks allowed and from 49 in 23 to 24 in 2024. That's not a bad stat if you really break it down. So he showed improvement there. And really the pass pro wasn't the problem. It was the lack of run game. Now, at times the pass protection was horrible and piss poor. A lot of times, once again, you got to look at Grubb. You got to look at Ty Simpson as well. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of times he had all the protection in the world, but simply didn't make the throw. Or he misread the defense, or he missed his receiver by a long shot. So nothing was ever perfect for real. No one on that O-line, not one unit on that O-line was really perfect, bro, for real. Or I should say, not one room in that offense was perfect for real. Even really performed great, not even the receiving room. Now, they were very good at times, but at the end of the day, they all could have been better. But the problem never was, never is the pass protection, pass game. It is the lack of run game. That was the biggest issue this year. The Crimson Tide brought back 3 starters in 25, but did not have a much success up front this past season. UA gave up 32 sacks in 15 games and did not excel running the ball, finishing 125th out of 136 FBS teams in rushing offense, 104.13 yards per game. Kapilovic did help recruit the 11 offensive linemen that Alabama has added to its roster for the 2026 season. That's his job at the end of the day, right? Right. Including 5 freshmen, as well as the 6 additions from the transfer portal. Shout out to him for that. Before Michigan State, Kapilovic also coached the O-lines at Colorado 2019, North Carolina 2012 to 18, Southern Miss 08 to 11, Missouri State 06 to 07, and Alabama State 03 to 05. And just those names right there of those college schools, that pretty much tells me the results he has had and why he has moved around so much, right? In the college football realm. He's getting shipped it here. He's getting shipped out there. You know what I mean? I'm sure that's for a reason. And all these teams, if I'm not mistaken, have pretty much been piss poor. Now, of course, you got to check the stats and check the facts, but Southern Miss, Missouri State, Alabama State, Colorado, North Carolina, they haven't ever been juggernauts, homie. Then you got to question his experience right there. You know what I'm saying? Southern Miss, Missouri State, Alabama State, North Carolina. What level has he really coached on? Did he even deserve the Bama job? You know, you can say his best job was what? Maybe North Carolina, between North Carolina and Colorado. And that was Colorado in 2019, right? Boom. I mean, I'm pretty sure Colorado was trash in 2019, right? Oh, yeah. North Carolina, you know what it is with them. Come on, bro. Let's be real here. Kapilovic is the third assistant coach that DEBOER will have to replace, joining Marcus Shepard. We know he went to Oregon State. Nick Sheridan, Michigan State. Alabama has already hired Derek Nix to fill Shepard's role as the wide receivers coach, while tight ends coach Brian Ellis was moved to quarterbacks coach. That leaves tight ends and offensive line as the remaining vacancies on DEBOER's staff. So let me know in the chat, who are the replacements? Who could be the replacements, man? You know? Who are some realistic replacements for Bama? Then I'm going to go ahead and dive into the Dabo Swinney news, the whole Dabo Swinney breakdown and video breakdown. But first, I want to check Bama out real quick. See who some possible targets are for the Tide at that O-line position. Boom, we got it right here. Let's go ahead and check it out, baby, for real. Fire the chat up. If you know, let me know. Have you heard some names thrown around? Some possibilities who could be in that O-line room? But at the end of the day, we need somebody who's really mean. I repeat, somebody who is really mean. You know, period, no cap. Roll Tide, roll, Bama Nation. Shout out Chapman in the building, man. Shout out Chapman family in the building, man. You hear me? Roll Tide forever, bro. Them Levy dogs coming, man. I repeat, them Levy dogs is coming. Roll. Let's go. Yeah, man. Yeah. It's time for a change, no doubt. My boy Chatman say it's time for a change. You are absolutely correct, man. I repeat, you are absolutely correct. Definitely time for a change, dog. And the time has come. You know, the time is here. The change has came, and I'm sure will be many more changes, bro. No cap. Over 50 sacks in 2 seasons. He should have been gone. Bama boy, horrible, piss poor, atrocious, dog. Atrocious, man. You know, him and K-Dog must have been real buddy, right? They must have been real close, or something was going on. You know, how did he keep his job after the first year? Huff with the Rams as a tight end coach. Oh, it just said Huff was with Seattle. Is that cap? Or was that the year before? Are you sure we're talking about the same Scott Huff? Because it really just said Scott Huff when he went to Seattle. Are you sure he is with the Rams, Bama boy, 2296? You know? At this point, we must know all the facts and all the stats. You hear? So which year was this when he was talking about Scott Huff to the Rams, though? You know what I mean? Who is he talking about there? Alabama coaching carousel, Alabama coaching search intel, NFL experience, recruiting capabilities, highlight potential target. So let's see what it is, man. Hold on. I want to see what coaches or potential coaches could come in the building, bro. Give me 1 second. I got you. I got you, Bama boy. All right, dog. I'm gonna check him out. I'm gonna check him out. Trying to see what potential coaches they supposed to be bringing up. 1 second, man. Hold on 1 second. Because at the end of the day, it's imperative they hire the right coach as well. You know, you want to make sure you hire the right guy for the job. Would make no sense to fire him then bring somebody else in who's trash as well. Give me 1 second, man. Is it going so slow right now, man? I swear. Ain't no coaches popping up. Hold on. Which coach Bama boy said? Hold on, man. I'll just look him up for the time being, see if anything else drops. Pete Golden. Adrian Keem, O-line coach. Let me look him up right quick, man. Give me 1 second. Adrian Keem. Make sure I get his name right. He said George Barnett, current Iowa offensive line coach, would be perfect and make about damn, but too damn billion less than Coach Cap. But said 200,000 less than Coach Cap. A lot of zeros in there, bro. Got to put that comma in there. You're heavy. So man, you say he taking a pay cut as well. Let's go ahead and look up. I'm gonna look him up first. Then let's get it. Jordan Barnett. Let's see what he bow. George Barnett. George Barnett. Purple Soda in the building. What up, big dog? You already know, man. It's Roll Tide tonight, bro. I repeat, it's Roll Tide tonight. SKOL Tide as well, though. You know. Shout out Purple Soda in the building, man. Heavy. Hu Yang in the building. What up, bro? Shout out Hu Yang in the building. What's new? We talking about what's new right now. Yeah, we talking about my football tonight. Roll Tide, right? Right. So we got, here we go, 1 second. Come on, bro. George Barnett, offensive line. Where's the bio at? Here we go. Boom. George Barnett is in his 5th year as offensive line coach at the University of Iowa after joining the staff in March 21. Barnett joined the Hawkeye football program after being named offensive line coach at Tulane University in December 2020. Barnett has over 2 decades of offensive line coaching experience at the collegiate level, so he definitely has enough experience for the job. Now, the question is, what is his results with Iowa? You know, where does Iowa rank year in, year out? Where did they rank this year in as far as their run game goes, rushing offense goes? If you know, fire the chat up. Let me know, bro. A matter of fact, Bama boy, if you got those numbers, throw it in the chat. You hear me? Boom. Heavy. Roll Tide. Barnett and the Hawkeyes have qualified for bowl games each of the 4 years he has been on staff. 2024 Music City Bowl, 24 Citrus Bowl, 22 Music City. So pretty much the same bowls every damn year. What's up with them dates right there, though, man? For real. Iowa's experienced offensive line was one of the best in the country in 24. The unit was a semifinalist for the Joe Moore Award. So 24 was a solid year for his O-line, correct? Which honors offensive line units that display a high level of toughness, effort, teamwork, consistency, technique, and finishing. The Hawkeye offense rushed for 200-plus yards in a program record 8 games. Man, pretty good. And led the Big Ten in rushing for just the 4th time in program history last season. So we're talking led the Big Ten in rushing, even the top teams like the Oregons, the Ohio States, the Indianas now, you know. So it sounds like their rushing game was pretty legit. All 5 starting linemen garnered all Big Ten accolades in 24. Center Logan Jones, first team. Tackles Jennings Dunker, second team. And Mason Richmond, honorable mention. And guards Connor Colby, first team. And Boo Stevens, honorable mention. Jones, Dunker, Richmond, and Colby also earned all conference laurels for their play in 2023. 2 graduating senior linemen, Richmond and Colby, were drafted by Seattle and San Francisco, respectively, in the 2025 NFL drafts. The line battle inexperience in 2022 as Iowa started the season with just 1 junior and 1 senior among the players in the rotation. Richmond started all 13 games and earned honorable mention all Big Ten honors. Iowa's usual starting lineup included 1 senior, 3 sophomores, and 1 redshirt freshman. In his first season on the Hawkeye staff, Barnett coached a line led by unanimous consensus All-America center Tyler Linderbaum. Linderbaum is a real dog, right? Yeah. Linderbaum was the Remington Pace Big Ten Offensive Lineman of the Year and was recognized as the best center in the nation as the recipient of the Remington Trophy. Right there, boom! We talk about player development, right? Right. I'm sure he played a major role in developing Linderbaum, right? That's what your position coach does. Maybe even more so than the head coach, period, homie. Yeah, than the coordinators as well. He's really one-on-one. It's his job to train them, basically train them, man, for war. Put them in the best positions to win when they go to war on that football field where it gets real. In addition, guard Kyler Scott earned second team all conference honors. So far, his resume is pretty good. Linderbaum was selected in the first round of the 2022 NFL draft, taken as the 25th selection by Baltimore. In addition, Scott, Tampa Bay, signed a free agent contract immediately following the draft. Linderbaum earned the starting position in Baltimore and was named to all rookie teams for his play. The Hawkeyes won 18 games the last 2 seasons, including 10 and capturing the Big Ten West Division in 23. Iowa earned berths to the Citrus and Music City Bowls after the 23 and 24 seasons, respectively, and finished 2023 ranked number 24 nationally. The Hawkeyes have been ranked in the final AP Top 25 of the last 7 seasons. Iowa won 8 contests in 22, concluding the season with a 21-0 win over Kentucky in the Music City Bowl and wins in 5 of its final 6 games. The Hawkeyes won 10 games in 21, winning the Big Ten West Division title and advancing to the conference championship game. Iowa concluded the season with an appearance in the Citrus Bowl and was ranked 23rd in the final national ranking. So let's see what's up with these 25 stats. Barnett previously was on the coaching staff at Miami, Ohio for 7 seasons. Barnett joined the Miami program as co-offensive coordinator and offensive line coach, 14 to 15. He was later elevated to assistant head coach, co-offensive coordinator, offensive line coach in 2016. Miami earned an invitation to the 2016 St. Petersburg Bowl. During his 7 seasons at Miami, Barnett coached even 7 All-Mid-American Conference Award winners, including Tommy Doyle, first team, and Danny Godvlasek, third team, in 2019. In 2016, Colin Buchanan was invited to the NFL Combine and later signed a free agent contract with New Orleans. So as far as his resume goes so far, as far as producing players, having them ready and prepared for the NFL, the whole developmental aspect of it, you can say he's done a pretty good job, But let me check on these 2025 stats for the Iowa run game. They won the award for Offensive Line of the Year. Yeah, Bama boy, I just read that, dog. That's a pretty big award. No cap, bro. Can't deny that for real. Had a 1,500-yard rusher last year. Word? Hold up, man. We gotta check now. We gotta check everything. Give me 1 second. 15,000 yard. What's his name? Who was the running back? Let's see, bro. Iowa Hawkeyes. Hold on. Name of that site, bro. Hold on. Let's get into it right here real quick. Just want to see where they ranked as far as run game goes. Trump has called war on us here in Sweden. Johan in the building, Johan Holmes in the building. Hey, bro, I'm not going to get into the politics and stuff right now, but prayers up to everybody involved, man. Prayers up to everybody facing war, Hopefully you and your family stay safe. At the end of the day, we know war is all about politics, greed, and power. If he want to level up his career, he'll come. Hey, good point, Bama boy. Alabama would definitely be a good look for him at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Talking about putting himself on a bigger platform, bringing his accolades with him, maybe even potentially bringing some players with him. But that would not only boost his career, but that would definitely benefit Bama. Because so far, everything I read from his resume and his credentials, he's experienced in, he specializes in building players, developing players, having them ready for the next level. So that's a win-win for me. Big Gritter in the building. Big Gritter in the building. DEBOER is trash. Hey, watch your mouth, man. Watch your mouth about K-Dog, man. Huh? Roll Tide, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah, bro. Big Ten running shit right now. Cap. Stop the cap. I ain't even gonna dive into that, dog. You know what I mean? But long story short, like I said in my last live, right? You want to see how the Big Ten can fare in the SEC? Who's better? Put a Big Ten team in the SEC, whether it's their worst team or their best team. Throw Ohio State up in there. Throw Indiana in the SEC and give them the same schedules, bro, as the Bamas, the Georgias. Boom, and see how they fare out. See how it all turns out at the end of the season, And then we can really make a judgment after that. But until then, quiet, man. Quiet, man. Yeah. We know week in, week out on a weekly basis, every Saturday, the best competition, man, is the SEC. The best conference is the SEC. Now, the Big Ten is very close, bro. You hear me? We all know what it is and what it ain't. And I ain't finna spend too much time on it. You know what it is, man. Roll Tide, full of pride. The guy drafted by the Steelers came from there. Shout out him. Shout out him. Like I say, I would not be mad at this dude at all. It would make sense for him to be a coach. It seems like he's earned that spot, or he would have earned that spot if Bama were to hire him for that role. Unlike Kapilovic, who's done nothing. I mean, look at where he came from. Who the hell has he coached, bro? What has he done for real? Once again, the whole buddy system. Very prevalent in college football, but not only college football, right? The NFL too. Definitely, I repeat, definitely the high school level and anything below that. But at the end of the day, homie, the buddy system, is real. That's why you see a lot of trash coaches, with a great roster around them, but can't really do nothing with it. Is what it is, bro. Oh yeah, shout out Caleb Johnson, man, for real. The Denver Broncos are going to win the Super Bowl, not without Bo Nix, I'll tell you that right now. Yeah, Bo Nix gone, Bo Nix out. Oh, Sean Payton better be ready. You hear me, Sergio Dominguez? He better have a major plan, a major master game plan for the Patriots, dog. I know that right now. Because if he don't, it's a Rizzy early. I repeat, it's a Rizzy early, baby. Yeah. Know what I mean? Period. No cap. 3 last natties. I don't care. I don't give a damn. Like I said, 3 last natties. Cool. Once again, I'm not gonna say they are better until you put one of them teams in the SEC and let them compete every week in the SEC on the SEC football level. And if they win, even if they dominate or if they are very successful, then all right, bet, dog. Cool. Boom. I'll be the first one to say, hey, the Big Ten has taken over. The Big Ten is it. They're the big dog now. They have the best competition all around now. But until then, right, bro, until I see them face a gauntlet that the SEC offers year in, year out, what Bama faces year in, year out. And I'm not just saying Bama, right, because it's Bama. And I'm going rooting for Bama. Hell to the no, no, no. This is actual facts. Check the real stats. You hear me, dog? Period. No cap. Bama has the toughest schedule year in, year out. Top 5, top 10, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Boom, every damn year. So let's make it even, bro. Make it fair. And we know at the end of the day, a grueling season wears and tears on your body. Huh? The SEC is the conference that what? Beats each other up. Week in, week out, it's a brawl, it's a rumble. It's really no easy games. Now you'll have some blowouts here or there. You know, sometimes it's more top heavy, you know. It's not really that even. But at the end of the day, bro, any given Saturday in the SEC, right, you don't bring your A game. Every team in the SEC has talent. And with this portal, a lot of teams have more talent now because it's about Guapino, Federale. It's not really about touching the player, getting to know the player, building a real relationship with players now, right? It's about, boom, coming in, making a phone call. You hear me? Going to their house, to their neighborhood. If they live in poverty, it's probably definitely more easy now because all you got to do is what? Show them the money. You hear me? Show them that big check. Even though if the money may be corrupt, even if their heart is not really in or with the school, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's the evils, the wickedness at time of the transfer portal. You know, but players, I mean, it's much easier for coaches now. It's no longer about skill or being able to entice a player the fair way, the respectable way as a man, as building a relationship man to man, you know, or young man to older man, however you want to put it. Young, old, whatever, dog. You know, looking a player in the eyes, making him believe in you and your message, right? Really wanting him in the best position to win and be successful, but not only in the football realm, but the real world realm, teaching him great characteristics. I mean, damn, bro, the NIL, the portal, what is it really teaching these players now? Lack of respect, lack of communication, right? Lack of dignity, no accountability. You hear me? That's all it's teaching them, bro. Period. To chase the material things, the money, Guapino, Federale, basically leading them to a crash out. And we've already seen players crash out. That's all I'm saying, bro. So let's just calm it down a little bit. If they make transfers not immediately eligible to play again, they'll fix this. They need to do something, man, my boy. I think they need to put them on a 2-year contract. Period. Bottom line, bro. You hear me? Put them boys on a contract. You know? 2 years, then you can leave. All right, bet. Cool. But you got to put your time in. You know, damn, you taking all the power away from the coaches and the schools. Like I've been saying, how can you really build a team? You know, and it's not just DEBOER or Bama. You know, every school is up against it, period, point blank. Every school is dealing with this, you know, but now it's like the schools with the most money potentially can get majority of the good players. But then again, you got to think about it. And then again, it's more about player development. And do those coaches have those players prepared? Because every school has money at the end of the day, man. Yeah, for real, homie. Yeah. Bama, whoever, Tennessee, whoever, man, any school you name. Yes, some schools may have more than others, but ain't no schools out here damn broke, right? Especially no top football or D1 football programs. As long as these athletes been bringing money to the school, bringing billions to the school, right? Hell to the no. You ain't telling me it's no way, no how Bama's broke. Now, they want to try to save some money when they have the opportunity or things like that of that nature, but ain't nobody damn broke round yonder out here. These schools is big business, man. College sports, big business, man. Yeah, that's why they came with the whole transfer portal, right, man? The whole NIL, man. Yeah, you know it, and I know it. That's the 411, bro. That's the real scoop. Oh yeah, it's about the guapino, federale, denali, linguini, fettuccine, baby. Yeah, baby, huh? The guapino, baby. Yeah. Feel that, man. Believe that, man. You hear me? Roll Tide. Get back to these stats right quick. Based on data through late 2025, the Iowa Hawkeyes featured a strong rushing attack, averaging 4.56 yards per attempt and accumulating 2,300 total rushing yards over 504 attempts. Key contributors included Kamari Moulton, who led the team with 878 rushing yards. Boom, successful season rushing by one individual player. I ask you, how many yards did Jam Miller have? This dude, what, almost doubled the amount of yards that Jam Miller had, right? Right. Followed by Mark Gronowski with 545 yards. So I ask you once again, man, boom. How many yards did Bama's second rusher have? Iowa rushing highlights. Total rushing yards, 2,300. Average yards per attempt, 4.56. Total rushing touchdowns, 28. Top rusher, Kamari Moulton, 878 yards. Average rushing yards per game, 176.57 at home, 177.33 on the road / neutral field. So I say, damn, bro, that's pretty damn good. They putting that work in for real. So if they were to hire this man here, I would definitely be satiated with him. Oh yeah, hell to the yeah. You know, heavy. Like I say, this would make sense. He's actually done something. He's actually earned his check, right? He's actually earned the position if he is hired. I got to bring it back to Kapilovic again, because that's crazy to me. That's really piss poor to me. And that shows you even more what the buddy system is about and has really been about. No damn reason, no damn way in hell Kapilovic should have been the Bama's O-line coach. Not even with his credentials or lack of credentials, bro. For real. He ain't coached nobody, homie. For real. He ain't developed no NFL players for real, man. No cap. I don't want to hear about Caden Proctor. Caden Proctor was and is who he is. An athletic, physical freak specimen. He was going pro anyway, huh? He was going pro no matter where he played at, bro, for real. So let's stop the cap. Don't talk about, oh, he developed Caden Proctor. Come on, bro. No, we know what it is. We know what it ain't. Caden Proctor was a dog from the beginning. You know what I mean? He was a natural NFL player from the beginning. Damn stats SKOL any given Saturday. Any given Saturday, man, it can always go down. You know how the SEC is, Dre. That's why I keep telling them, bro. We talking about Big Ten SEC. We got to be really realistic here. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna stand on it 10 toes down, bro. Put a Big Ten school, a Big Ten team in the SEC, and let them rock and roll with a gauntlet every year. Give them the same schedule as Bama, as the Georgias. I mean, hell, even the Tennessees, the Vandies, whoever, bro. Put them in the SEC and let them rock and roll every Saturday and see how they turn out. I guarantee you, it won't be no domination. Hell no. Period, man. No cap. You hear me, dog? It's easy to sit back and get ready for an SEC team. Yeah, especially when you got talent, a talented roster, when you got 2 weeks to prepare, you know. But week in, week out, they going against real bums and chumps, man. Week in, week out, you in the SEC, you going up against real NFL potential players, man. Yeah. Especially depending on which division you win, man. Yeah. You know, even the outer conference games, Florida State. You know what I mean? I know everybody going to say what they say, but they got talent on the roster. You know, all Alabama's outer conference games be hard at the end of the day, bro. You know what I'm saying? Be schools on the come up or who are at the top, you know? Put a Big Ten team in the SEC and let them rock, and we see how they pan out. If they go in, they go in. I give them their props. I give them their credit. No cap. But it ain't gonna pan out how people think, homie. For real, dog. You hear me? Heavy. Tunes, put some respect on Mike Tyson's name. What? He will always be the champ. That boy wilder, man. Shout out Mike Tyson, man. Yeah, even though he a clown for fighting Jake Paul. For real, my dog. Yeah. SKOL State of Mind in the building. Yo, what it do? What up, big dog? Shout out SKOL State of Mind in the building, bro. You hear me? Yeah, man. SKOL tie, bro. You hear me? Yeah. Miami and Florida State scared of the SEC. Bobby Bowden said that. They know what it is, Dre. You know? And that was long time ago, right, Dre? They know how the SEC get down. The SEC been running things for a real long minute now. Let me repeat it. The SEC been running things for a real long minute now, right? Right. Huh? Come on now, man. Stop the cap. Stop the cap, bro. For real. Come on, man. Now don't do it. I don't do it. SKOL K's. SKOL K's. Come on now. You telling me you a Miami fan, SKOL State of Mind? Don't tell me you a Miami fan now. Don't do that, bro. You've been real quiet with the Miami now. Don't do that, man. You hear me? we got SKOL State of Mind rocking with Miami now, man. Come on, man. Don't be a bandwagon now, SKOL now. Come on, bro. Oh no, man. You gotta show some proof now, SKOL State of Mind, dog. Come on now, D Woods, bro. You know, come on now. You're a real Miami fan, fool. Let it be known, dog. Oh yeah, you hear me. Heavy, man. Hey, don't be like them Indiana fans, dog. Now everybody's an Indiana fan, bro. Now everybody loves Indiana. They got the lunch boxes. They got the lunch pails, you know. They got the jackets, you know. The memorabilia, the merch, the merchandise. Come on now, man. I've been a hurricane since the youth. Respect it, my dog, State of Mind. Shout out SKOL State of Mind in the building. He say he been a hurricane fan since the youth. Respect it, man. You know, shout out to the Canes too, bro. You know what I mean? Y'all was right there, bro. Y'all was right there. On what the hell y'all was doing on that punt block. Your special teams breakdown looking like the damn Minnesota Vikings out there versus the Bears, you know? But all it takes, SKOL State of Mind, one bad play, bro, changed the whole game. You take away that play, y'all probably national champions right now. You know what I mean? Special teams, bro, every time. One mistake every damn time. Game-changing plays, bro. Domino effect. I said it all year. Domino effect. This is football. It ain't rocking size, homie. It is football. Straight up, no cap. Let me see if we got any more news to get into. If not, I'm going to get into the Dabo swinging situation. Oh, hold on, my boy, Bama boy. So he gave me one more name, potentially, that Alabama could look at. Hold on, let me check this dude out. What's his name again? Hold on, man. Hey, Bama boy, drop that name again, homie. Or that NFL coach you say Bama might look at. Huh? Hold on right quick. Hold on one second. I'm trying to find that name again, dog. Hold on. Adrian Clem. I'm gonna look up Adrian Clem. Like I say, man, shout out K-Dog. Shout out my dog, Kalen DeBoer, making the right move. But now he got to finish strong. Bring the right dude up in here around yonder to get the job done. But shout out K-Dog for stepping up. I ain't know if K-Dog had it in him, bro. You hear me? But yeah, K-Dog held it down, man. K-Dog held it down. That's how it's going to be, right? Sometimes it ain't going to be easy, you know, to make the tough decisions. But you want to be great. It's about legacy, huh? He want to say how he always talk about how good he want to be, getting back to that standard. So what he going to do? Let a bum stay in the building, homeboy or not? Your homeboy gonna hold you back at the end of the day, homie. Right? Right. Yeah. You need a run game. This is football, bro. I don't care if it's 2026, 1989, 2040. You gonna need a run game, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? Heavy. I don't care if it's humans playing or aliens playing, homie, or ants playing. Them ants better have a damn run game in the trenches, especially at playoff time. Huh? Come on now, baby. Yeah. Let's do it all right quick, man. Climb. Oh, there you go. Here we go. Boom. Let's look him up right quick, man. Let me see about him. Check out his little Wikipedia right quick, bro. See what he about, man. Adrian William Clean, born May 21st, 1977, is an American football coach and former offensive tackle, so he got experience playing ball for real, who was most recently the offensive line coach for the New England Patriots of the National Football League. He previously served as the offensive line coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2021. Clean played college football at the University of Hawaii and was drafted by the New England Patriots in the second round of the 2000 NFL Draft, the same draft in which they selected Tom Brady in the sixth round. Clem spent 6 seasons in the NFL with the Patriots and Green Bay Packers, winning 3 Super Bowls, so he knows what it takes to win, right? He's experienced winning. As a member of the Patriots, following his playing career, Clem began coaching at Southern Methodist University in 2008 as a graduate assistant and being promoted to be their offensive line coach in 2009 and serving in that position for 4 seasons before serving in the same position at UCLA from 2012 to 2016. So overall experience as far as on-field play, him really understanding, him seeing, like playing at the highest level, that really gives him a different type of advantage over, if we're going to say, Barnett. You know, it's cool, boom, to have the credentials, have experience, understand the game, but it's different when you have really played the game. I'm not saying he's a better man for the job, but that experience on the field, you really can't deny that, man, for real. You can't ignore it at all. You hear me? I ain't saying he's the better option, but something you got to pay attention to. Because he can really look at a player and say, hey, this guy got it. This guy don't, you know. And I'm sure Barnett probably can do it too, but this guy can really identify. He knows what to really look for, man. Yeah. You know? Like he knows what to really look for around yonder in a player. We'll see what happens though, bro. Professional career. Already know he's drafted by the Patriots. Appearing in 26 contests with 10 starts. Coaching career, SMU. So he's been at SMU. Level of competition, average, average. UCLA, a D1 program school. In December 2011, Clem accepted an offer to become the offensive line coach and run game coordinator for the UCLA Bruins under coach Jim Elmore. He helped the Bruins bring in one of the nation's top recruiting classes and was named the Pac-12 Recruiter of the Year by 24/7 Sports. So there we go. Once again, he has the ability to identify really good players. He was elevated to associate head coach in 2014. Clem coached for 5 seasons before parting ways with UCLA on January 15th, 2017. He and Moore were listed in 3 different lawsuits by 3 former Bruins players for mishandling injuries. Oh, man. Come on, dog. That's kind of suspect right there, though, dog. No cap. Clem was dismissed from the players' lawsuits by December 2021. So his name was dropped. So really it's nothing there no longer. But if he was a dirty dude, definitely would have been something to look out for. Pittsburgh Steelers. Clem was named the assistant offensive line coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers, replacing Sean Surratt, who was promoted to offensive line coach in 19. The Steelers promoted Clem to offensive line coach on February 2nd, 21. On December 27, 21, Clem left the Steelers with 2 games remaining in the regular season to become an offensive line coach at Oregon. So he's really coached at the highest level in college football there is. It was rumored that Clem's poor relationship with Steelers offensive coordinator Matt Canada caused head coach Mike Tomlin to agree to release Clem in the knowledge that Clem would not have continued his role in the following year. That's how it be sometimes, man. You know, heavy. Oregon. Clem served as offensive line coach, run game coordinator, and associate head coach under Oregon Ducks head coach Dan Lanning. Clem's tenure was highly successful, with the Ducks finishing with a 10-3 record in the 2022 season. The offensive line led the FBS in sacks allowed with only 5. Boom, right there. It tells you right there. Once again, he knows how to identify the right players, huh? Yeah. And you talk about the O-line. Only allowed 5 sacks. That's crazy work right there, man. Period, no cap. And the Ducks rushing games was rated the 12th best. So top 15 run game as well. They completed the season by winning the 2022 Holiday Bowl. The New England Patriots. Clem was one of the candidates interviewed by the New England Patriots in January 23 as part of their search for a new offensive coordinator. The role eventually went to Bill O'Brien. On February 6th, Clem was instead hired by the Patriots as the offensive line coach to complement O'Brien. And that's what it is, dog. No cap, you hear me? So I mean, you just break down both of those guys. Really, in reality, I would be happy with either one. I mean, let's just be real. Clem probably gonna want more money at the end of the day. You know. Appreciate you, Bama boy. I got him, dog. Much appreciated, homie, for sure. But like I say, Clem probably gonna demand more money, you know, just because his experience, right? Winning Super Bowls, coaching at the highest level for real. So he probably want maybe slightly more than Barnett. But like I say, whoever's hired out of them two, if it's between them two, I wouldn't be mad at either one, bro, for real. I think either one would benefit this O-line, this run game, this offensive overall game, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I'll be happy with either one, dog. No cap. I'm just happy K-Dog made the move. I repeat, I'm just happy K-Dog made the move, right? Right. He knew it was time, man. He knew it was time for old boy to go. Ain't no way around it. Casual Carson, what up, big dog? What up, big dog? Casual Carson in the building, homie. Yeah, roll tide. Hey, you come in the building, man, make sure you drop a roll tide, man. Every time you come in the building, make sure you give me a roll damn tide. You hear me? Heavy. Yeah. Is Worthy the best receiver? Shout out, I like to sue in the building. That's a really different name, my boy. That's a really different name. Is Worthy the best receiver? You talking about Alabama, the young boy who just signed, bro? Huh? Which Worthy you talking about, my dog? For real, no cap. Now you talking about a Worthy who, homie? Worthy where? Talking about Worthy, huh? For the Chiefs? Or you talking about Worthy in college football? Be clear, man. Be very clear. Word is the Vikings made a call for Burrow They wanted 2 first-round picks, McCarthy and Grenard. They said no, EJ. Hey, man. And guess what, man? I spoke about that last night, Tech. Where was your antennas at, my boy? Huh? Yeah, I repeat. Where was your antennas at, my dog? Huh? Yeah. I don't care who they called for. I don't want Burrow. I'll do a little side note, but this Bama ball tonight, but I don't want Burrow. I don't care for Burrow. At this point, y'all talking about him so much is really pissing me off. And I'm really starting not to like Burrow. Heavy. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, if I see Burrow in the street, I might quarterback sack his ass. Huh? Yeah. Because I'm tired of the disrespect y'all giving to my boy, J.J. McCarthy, man. For real, no cap. They talking about Burrow this, man, and Burrow that. I don't care about Burrow, dog. For real. Heavy. Give me J.J. McCarthy all day, all night. Do your job, KOC. Do your job, Wes Phillips. You hear me? Do your job, Quasi. You hear me? No cap. Do your job for once. Do your job, Josh McCown. You hear me, huh? Yeah. Mold and develop your young rookie quarterback or your young quarterback. KOC, prove for once that you are a quarterback whisperer, my dog. Yeah. Until then, everybody can shut up talking to me about Joe Burrow. I don't care nothing about Joe Burrow. No, I don't want Joe Burrow. You know, just say no to Joe Burrow. Heavy, man. Early. SKOL Vikes. Tech coming in here, interrupted my Roll Tide talk. He coming in here talking to me about Joe Burrow when I'm talking about the Tide. That's your first mistake, Tech Jedi. You hear me, dog? Heavy. You know what I mean? Always watch your mouth and your tone when you coming in here on Roll Tide business. Know what I mean? Early, man. No cap. That's where you came wrong, first of all. But then you come in talking about they want Burrow. I know they want Burrow, homie. I've been on that. They've been talking that since when? Since McCarthy versus the Bears. You hear me? I know they want Burrow. Guess what? I don't care, man. If they get Burrow, they dumb. If they get Burrow, they goofy. You got a rookie quarterback on a contract, rookie scale contract, and you talking about go pay Burrow 50 mil, then you left with what? Your same corners, your same safeties, bro, your same people up front, your same old lineman. Then what? Give a damn about no Burrow? A Burrow who gonna be out for 7 weeks at least every year? You get happy for Burrow, Tech. You go cry for Burrow, homie. Not me. No cap. You know what I mean? Y'all can go cry for Burrow. Y'all can go be happy and elated talking about Joe Burrow, man. Yeah, I don't give a damn about no Burrow in the building. He can stay over there around yonder in Ohio. Keep them stripes on his back. Stay in that orange and black, dog. For real. I don't want him. We don't need him over here. Develop your rookie quarterback. Develop your young quarterback. Put him in position to win. KOC, change your scheme. Change your whole playbook. Do it now. You got 8 months. I mean, man, 8 months. And you can't revamp your whole offense in 8 months. You more piss poor than I thought. If that's the case, dog, for real, homie. Yeah. People just don't get it, bro. For real. Heavy. He say Vol Nation heavy. Roll Tide, man. You know it's the A, man. Dre, you my dog. You hear me, dog? Real Levy dogs coming, man. But you know it's Roll Tide, man. Alabama, man. We're going to see y'all October 17th. You know what it is and what it ain't, Dre. And we lighting them cigars again. You hear me, dog? But this time, we lighting it in Tennessee. No cap. We coming to Tennessee, and we lighting them cigars heavy, dog. Right after the game, it's going to feel so good, homie. So purr. Oh, man. It's going to be so purr, Dre. You know? I mean, Dre, who y'all quarterback, dog? You know y'all ain't got no quarterback, right? Right. So y'all better fix that problem right there, Dre, because y'all facing Bama. The secondary going to be elite. And you talking about you trotting a freshman out there on the field against our secondary, Dre? You don't want to do that, my boy. Trust me, dog. Y'all don't want to do that round yonder. It's going to get real ugly for you, Dre. For real, Holmes. Oh, man. Dre acting like he don't know what it is with Bama, man. You know. EJ, have the Crimson Tide been the same since Chris Saban left? Once again, watch the disrespect. You mean Nick Saban? You mean Nick Saban? Put some respect on Nick Saban name, Tech. Put some respect on Nick Saban name, baby. You hear me? Yeah. Roll Tide, full of pride. Win, lose, or draw, but we come to win. Yeah. I don't watch college as much. All I know is I heard the program went down after he left. Is that true? What does went down mean? You know what I mean? We just made the college playoffs. We just won 11 games. You know what I mean? I understand people talk about the standard and what they're used to, but let's not get carried away and say went down. Is it the same that it was in the Nick Saban era, especially the prime years? No. I mean, what did you expect anyway, especially with the whole NIL transfer portal situation at the end of the day, homie? Yeah. And even the way Nick Saban left, you know, he didn't give us a year to figure things out. Bama had to figure it out immediately. He packed his bags and rolled out on 20s immediately. And I ain't talking about Luda Chris. Huh? Yeah, you hear me, dog? Heavy, no cap. So we knew it was going to be a certain process that Bama had to go through. We just made the playoffs last year. So is it down? No. Huh? I mean, you want to call it a slight rebuild, huh? Yeah, you can call it that. But Bama is still the standard, man. Yeah. I mean, just look around. Win, lose, or draw, everybody still got their mouth speaking about Bama. You know what I mean? Period, dog. No cap, homie. Roll Tide. Heavy. Yeah, they got Jedi, man. They got Jedi, man. You know what I mean, Dre? They got him, bro. They got him with the Joe Burrow talk. They got that man brainwashed with the Joe Burrow talk. Huh? They done got in his head and made him say cold red. They done got in his head and made him say cold red. This SEC football time, Jedi. Let him know, man. Let him know, Dre. You here? Come on, man. You should have been there Friday night when I'm talking SKOL Vikes. You know what it is, Tech. Recognize, man. Does anybody watch the Gophers? Man, I ain't worried about no Minnesota Golden Gophers, man. You hear me, homie? Yeah. You say, are they shit? I guess they are. You got to ask the Minnesota fans, my dog. No cap, period. You hear me? Heavy, homie. Yeah. You got to ask them Minnesota Gopher boys round yonder, man. Yeah. Huh. He asking me about the Gophers. I could care less about a gopher. Huh? I might go hunt a gopher. Yeah, man. You know what I mean? Period. No cap. Let's get back to this Bama news, man. For real, it's time to dive into that boy, Dabo Swinney. Like I told y'all, Dabo Swinney then came out and let the cat out the bag. Huh? But I respect Dabo Swinney for that. You Bama fans already know Bama Clemson, those prime years, man. Every year we competing, damn near every other year for the natty and the national title. Oh, yeah. Y'all know how Dabo get down, man. For real. Bama and Clemson just done had some real clashes in that natty, man. For real, homie. Yeah. And they both have gotten the best of each other. But Dabo held his own, came strong. Gotta respect him. But at the end of the day, whether you like Dabo or not, you know, as far as doing it the right way, the respectable way, with dignity, with integrity, you can't take that from him, man. He has done just that. So it is what it is, bro. But I'm glad he calling them people out. He should call them out, man. Yeah. Talking about tampering, and they want to come over here at Bama talking about Bama tampering or something. Let's talk about the real tampering going on that's been going on amongst certain coaches that they keep under the hush, under the rug. You hear me, dog? Heavy. No cap, bro. Real. Huh? They ain't per. They ain't per at all. Never been per. Come on now, baby. Yeah. Let's go ahead and break it down. Get into it. Give me a second. Crazy work, man. No doubt. Hey, SKOL State of Mind. Hey, if you still in the building, dog, check your email. You hear me, dog? I mean, not your email, your Instagram, homie. Yeah. To my dog, SKOL State of Mind, dog. D Woods, you know. If you still in the building, bro, check your Instagram, man. No cap. You hear me? Yeah. Here we go right here, man. Boom. Give me 1 second, bro. We're going to dive into this Dabo situation, though, man. For real. Nah, man. Let's get it.
Obviously, we had a very public situation with our portal signee that signed with Clemson, moved to Clemson, went to class, trained, and now he's no longer at Clemson. So I know y'all have heard.
Crazy work already. Same situation, same situation similar to Bama for real. I mean, we had Smothers come in and leave out. Smothers came in, basically had his classes scheduled, told Bama he was going to stay, he was going to be there. Next thing you know, Texas calling him on the phone, tampering. I mean, wouldn't you call that tampering? Damn near. So they calling him, trying to offer him money, offer him materials, whatever, dog, whatever the case may be. That's why I say the transfer portal needs certain rules implemented. No way around it. Enough is enough. I understand the players getting paid now. All that. Ain't nobody got an issue with that. That's not the issue, man. The problem is these players can just leave and be tampered with all year long. Huh? The problem is the transfer portal. You have more of a problem with the portal than I would say you do with the whole NIL situation. And it's all pay for play. So these players have to be held accountable at some point. I mean, they go to the NFL, they'll be held accountable, right? Right. They can't just jump ship in the NFL and say, oh, I don't like it here no more. I want to go play for the Browns or go play for the Patriots or the Vikings or the Ravens, whoever. They got to deal with it and they got to abide by their contract. Or they get fined, they get sued, whatever. But this here, man, is piss poor. And I'm glad Sweeney talked about it. Real respect. He a real SEC type guy anyway. You know what I mean? I mean, Clemson and South Carolina anyway, right? Early. They really should be what? SEC already? Period. So shout out Dabo, man. Let's get into it, man. For real.
A lot about that. My objective today is to just provide a little bit of clarity, a little bit of context as to what happened with this situation. So, first of all, we did everything right. Kid goes in the portal. We reach out. He's interested. Comes and visits Clemson. Says this is where he wants to go, and we sign him. He moves to Clemson again. Rents an apartment, buys a car, goes to class for a week. Trains, team meeting, position meetings, writes out his goals for the semester, like full blown, like let's Clemson student, like we're rolling. And
so he's in there, bro. He's locked in. Like you say, started school, working out, training, moved into an apartment. So his plan is to play and stay and be there for Clemson. Huh? And the fact that it could be tampering, the fact that other coaches or other schools can come in and offer him some money or whatever it was, they can tamper with him and he can get up and go. Oh, no, man. Hell to the no, no, no. This whole portal needs to be revamped sooner than later. Come on now. It's crazy. How the hell can you build a real team with this mess going on, with this bull crap going on? We talk about right and wrong. This is not right at all. The coaches are at a major disadvantage, right? Right. You're already at a disadvantage if you don't got more money than a certain school. If that player is money driven, money hungry, you're already at a disadvantage. You know, now you got to worry about players just leaving on top of that, being able to come and go. Come on, bro. What are we really here for? Come on, dog. No accountability whatsoever.
So, you know, and then all of a sudden, not here anymore. So how did we get here? Well, Sunday, January the 4th, Jordan Sorrells had his first conversation with Ryan Williams, the agent. And on Monday, January the 5th at 8:30, Luke Farrelly, he showed up here at Clemson with his dad for his official visit. And they came over to my house a little after 9 or so that night. Okay. So I had a chance to meet with them for the very first time. And, you know, it was just to get to know each other right there at the beginning. And, you know, had a good conversation. My first question was, hey, they had just come in off of Ole Miss visit. I said, how was the visit? And his dad said, not good. Said it was a mess. It was unorganized. It was chaos. The building was a mess. Nobody knew what was going on. And I was like, well, look forward to y'all seeing Clemson tomorrow. We're going to be organized and structured. And so just kind of had some chit chat that night. And then tomorrow, the next day on Tuesday, January the 6th, he had his visit on campus at 2:30. Ryan Williams, the agent, Luke, the player, and his dad, they verbally accepted the terms of the offer, and they made a commitment to Clemson. Everybody high-fived it. Everybody's excited. We got our linebacker. We were going to take one linebacker. We're going to take one. So we got our linebacker. We canceled all the visits of all the other guys that we were going to schedule to come in throughout the rest of the week.
So they're set on this guy here, man. Boom. This is the guy they want, the guy they got. It's all sealed, dealed, and delivered. He's in the building. He's going to be Clemson. Pay attention now. Pay real attention now. This shows you how this transfer, how messy this whole portal thing can really get, bro. No cap. You hear me? Period. Listen, pay attention, man, what he's saying, man. Don't let it go over your head, homie. Yeah. Now he just said all linebackers, they're done with him. They got their guy. His daddy came in there. They shook hands, had a kumbaya. It's all good in the hood. Huh? Yeah. He come in there. They got the man they wanted. No, don't nobody else matter. And on top of that, bro, boom, they're doing it the right way. Pay attention now, for real, man. No cap.
Because we're done. We're taking one. We've made our commitment. He signed. All right. So, or the next day, Wednesday, that was 2:30 at 3:15. Luke and his dad left town to go back to California. Then Wednesday, January 7th at 11 a.m., Luke signed his financial aid agreement with Clemson. And then Sunday, January the 11th, he moved to Clemson. Again, rents an apartment, buys a car, goes to class for a week. He's in training for.
So he in there. He in there heavy. He really locked in that bitch, yo. He in there. He ain't moving, bro. He in there moving and grooving. It ain't no confusion. You hear me, homie? Yeah. Come on now, bro. Come on now. You see where it's going. Like you see where it's going. And shout out Dabo. He breaking it down so so smooth with it, bro. You know what I mean? Shout out Dabo, man. No cap. You know, he really breaking it down, so it's no you can't get it misconstrued, right? For real. You know, he really giving you the 411, the real scoop, so you can really understand, matter of fact, understand what the hell he's saying. He giving it to you raw and direct. Yeah. Shout out Dabo, man, for being a real one. One of the few real ones. You know, Dabo give it to you smooth and eloquent, dog. You hear me?
Team meeting, position meeting, all that. All right. And then on Wednesday, January 14th at 9:49 p.m., the agent Ryan Williams calls Jordan Sorrells. And during that conversation, Ryan conveys that Ole Miss has been coming hard after Luke. Sorrells confirmed he went with the agent. He said, "Are you talking about the same Luke enrolled at Clemson that's been in class, that's moved here, that signed with Clemson?"
Wow.
And the agent assured him, yes, the same one. But he also assured Jordan Sorrells that Luke had no intention of leaving Clemson, but just.
And you think that's not going around? This just one story, man. You think it's not numerous stories out there that just under the rug right now on hush mode? Oh yeah, man, for real. Real tampering like that is not allowed at all. Ole Miss is foul out of pocket. I'm glad Miami beat that ass, huh? I repeat, homie, I'm glad Miami beat their ass. I don't care if it was a pass interference at the end, homie. So what, huh? You cheaters, bro. You hear me talking about Ole Miss this, Ole Miss that. You damn cheaters, huh? Yeah. Where Lane at, man? Where Lane at? Or is it Pete Golden? Cheating ass bum. Don't nobody hold him accountable though. See what I'm talking about, man? For real. Matter of fact, take away their playoff run, take away their bowl win, take away everything that Ole Miss won this year. Right? Ain't no way around it. They straight out, flat out cheated, man. For real. No cap. You hear me, homie? Yeah. And this really works because this is a dude who moved in, enrolled in school, working out. So they know for a fact it ain't no questions. He is in there. So they ain't got no right to come over there tampering, dog. For real. They way out of pocket, right? Way out of line, homie. Yeah.
Thought y'all should be in the loop and check up on him tomorrow. So Thursday, January 15th at 11:45 a.m., just this past Thursday, Jordan came to me and he told me about the conversation that he had the night before with the agent at 9:49. And so I told Sorrells, I directed Sorrells, hey, you reach, I don't know. I said, who's their GM? He said, his name is Austin Thomas. I said, will you reach out to their GM? He said he knows him. And I said, listen, this guy has been a head coach for 4 weeks. I said, you reach out to the GM. I'm going to give him some grace. And you let him know that we know what's going on. All right.
And you see Dabo still being cool with him, man. Dabo still being cool, bro. Being cool, calm, collected, trying to work with him. He like, hey, bro, just back off. Huh? We know what's going on. You out of pocket. You out of line. Just tell them we know, bro, and leave our player alone. That's what he basically saying, right? Right. Just back up, and we want. And I'm pretty sure Dabo probably wouldn't have said nothing. And there's probably a lot of other coaches that haven't said nothing. Whether they get paid off, huh? That guapino, that federale, boom, little under the table bread, little hush bread, huh? Yeah, you know how that go down. A little hush mode bread. Be quiet, keep it quiet. Keep it cool, keep it on the low, let it flow. You know what I mean? And that's what, but Dabo said no, bro. And I guarantee dude probably kept tampering heavy, man, early.
And if he doesn't cease communication, I'm going to turn him in. And so I really thought that would be the end of it. But it wasn't. So after that was 11:45. At 12:10, Jordan communicated to Austin Thomas via text because he was unable to reach him on the phone. And just a few minutes later at 12:14, they both connected on the phone. The Ole Miss GM, Austin Thomas, and Jordan reiterated our stance one more time. the GM assured Jordan that he had communicated to the agent that he wanted no part of this and that his relationship with Jordan was more important to him than Luke Ferrelli, but that Pete Golding just does what he does, quote, unquote. So at 1:30, Sorrells met with Luke face-to-face in his office, and Luke communicated to Jordan and to Ben Boulware that Pete texted him on Wednesday morning, the head coach at Ole Miss, when he was in his 8 a.m. class. And he said the text message said, "I know you're signed. What's the buyout?"
Wow. Hold up, bro. Run
And
that back. Run that back, bro. Hold up, man. He said, "I know you're signed. What's the buyout?" Wow, bro. You hear me? Heavy. That's the problem right here. You know, the transfer portal problem right here. And you knew it was going to come. And it's probably been going on, man. You know it's been going on.
To Jordan and to Ben Boulware that Pete texted him on Wednesday morning, the head coach at Ole Miss, when he was in his 8 a.m. class. And he said the text message said, "I know you're signed. What's the buyout?" And he also, Luke said that Coach Golding also texted him a picture of a $1 million contract.
Wow.
He also, Luke also mentioned to Jordan and to Ben that Coach Golding had Trinidad Chambliss call him from his phone.
Wow.
And that Coach Golding was there continuing to talk on his phone to push him to re-enter the transfer portal. He also said that Jackson Dart.
Everybody talking about Lane Kiffin. Damn, Golding is a snake for real, homie. You hear me? Heavy. That boy Pete, dirty as hell, man. Dirty as they come. They talking about Kiffin, just one big cesspool of wickedness at Ole Miss. I heard something about that city around yonder. Anyway, yeah, man. You know, one of my family members told me about how that city really get down, what goes on in that city, man. Yeah, real wicked, man. I repeat, real wicked. Oh, yeah, big facts, homie. Some real wicked things going down around yonder, around Ole Miss. Oh, yeah.
Had reached out and called him. But Luke again assured Jordan that he had no intention of leaving. And Jordan kept me in the loop and told me the same thing. So we had a staff meeting on Friday morning, January the 16th, the last day of the portal.
That my boy, big facts, bro. You hear me? No rules at all. That's the problem right there. Exactly what I mean, homie. It's a damn wild, wild west shootout, bro. You hear me? Crazy work. I mean, talking about this dude is signed, this dude going to class, this dude in school, man. He working, he training, whatever. Got an apartment, man, whatever. He damn near in there for real. Ain't like he teetering or he on the brink of coming or leaving, going to Ole Miss. Hell to the no. He is in the building at Clemson. To the point, the fact, and Dabo saying they know what's going on and they tell him what's going on, and he still tried. Talking about $1 million check. He went to the extent to have other players call. Boom. Jackson Dart. Boom, man. Are you kidding me, baby? For real? They're talking about Lane Kiffin, Pete Golding, a motherfucker, man. Yeah. That's that Lane Kiffin shit, man. That's that Ole Miss shit, Dre. You hear me, dog? Heavy. No cap. You hear me? Pete Golding and shit. He got more balls than Lane Kiffin do. You know? I'm talking about they calling the dude at school, 8 in the morning, in class, they on his ass, bro. You hear me? Heavy. I'm talking about, they say we got a check. What's the buyout? What's going on? We'll give you $1 million here. We got a check right now. They got Jackson Dart calling, other players calling. They going all in. Man, what? Told y'all, man, a dirty game.
At 11:20, Luke called Ben Boulware and told him that Mississippi had reached out again, even though I had kind of let them know the day before, had reached out again, and they had not only reached out, but
Dabo was being cool with him. Like I said previously, man, Dabo was keeping it cool. He wasn't trying to really tell nobody or get nobody in trouble. But damn, you keep poaching at his player, you keep being dirty, then you calling the man at school like, "Hey, homie, I got this for you." What you expect him to do, homie? You hear me? It's going down.
They had upped and doubled their offer.
Oh man, he said they upped and doubled the offer. They upped and doubled the offer. I told you, man. Dirty game. You hear me? I'm telling you now. Yeah.
But Luke told Ben, "Hey, it's all, we're good." And so Ben told Luke to come to the office and see Sorrells and Coach Sweeney and let them know, "Hey, everything is okay." So when that was over, Ben then texted Jordan Sorrells, and he let him know that Ole Miss had raised its offer to 2 years, $2 million. And again, that he had told Luke to come over and see us and let us know that everything is good. So at 11:57, so 11:20, Luke called Ben. 11:22, he texted Jordan this. At 11:57, Sorrell spoke with the agent.
Shit crazy, Dre, man. You know.
Ryan Williams about the situation once again. The agent confirmed that head coach Pete Golding had continued to communicate with Luke and had raised the offer once again.
Man.
Jordan asked to have Luke to give us the text messages that he had received from Coach Golding, but the agent was hesitant to do that because he didn't want to burn any bridges with Ole Miss, as you never know what will happen down the road. However, the agent communicated that if we were to add a second year at $1 million to the already agreed upon deal with Luke, then they would gladly give us whatever we need in order to turn Ole Miss in.
Oh, man.
Which Jordan appropriately said, "No, we're not doing that." He also communicated that Ole Miss Assistant Director of Player Personnel, I guess it's J-A-I, Choudary, Shortery, I'm not sure, but the Assistant Director of Player Personnel was pushing to set up a Zoom call with them to discuss the details of their contract offer. So that was at 11:57, talking to the agent. At 12:30,
wow,
Sorrells met Luke out in the parking lot outside our football facility.
What?
And
they on a facility with it? You talking about they coming to Clemson with it, man? Oh, they real bold, man. They real bold. Oh, these Ole Miss dudes is crazy, man. For real. You hear me? Heavy. They coming to the university, meeting the player on campus. I'm talking about outside, 12 a.m. in the morning. You know, midnight, man. Boom. That's crazy, man. For real. That my boy pulled up on him. That's crazy. They pulled up on that boy, man. Oh, man. Wow. That's crazy work, dog. Damn, Dabo. See, I guarantee Ole Miss done this before, because ain't no way they had tried to this level. Or they done paid somebody off before. Difference is they couldn't pay Dabo off. No, he wasn't going for it because he a real stand-up guy. You know, Dabo really got integrity. He run his team, his program by morals and principles. Other coaches, I'm sure, Pete Golding, whoever, Ole Miss, whoever, huh? Boom, man, paid them off, man. Paid them off early and often, homie. You know, heavy, man. Come on now. Pulled up on him for real, though, Bama boy. No cap.
Luke communicated that he was coming to assure him and Coach Sweeney that he wasn't going anywhere. I was not in the building. Jordan.
Oh, it better be a penalty, my boy. If it ain't no penalty for this, it's a big joke. If it ain't no penalty for this, it's a real, it's more than just a buddy system, bro. They really saving coaches out here, protecting certain coaches in schools out here. It's really about the Guapino Federale, the Nali, Guachismo, Linguini, baby, Fettuccine. You know what I mean? About all that, bro. For real. because it got to be a penalty. It got to be, homie. Yeah. And we know this ain't the first time. Dabo just bringing it to the damn light. Man, they've been paying them off not to say nothing, man. They've been paying them off to keep their mouth on hush mode. Come on now, man. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Wow.
Called me to let me know what Luke said and for me to reach out to him. I called Luke and didn't get an answer. I'm back at work. I'm in my office. Everything's good. 4:14, Jordan Sorrells comes to see me. He had gotten a call from compliance telling him that Luke is in our compliance office trying to request to re-enter the transfer portal.
Wow.
So Jordan let me know. He let Tom Allen know. Called Luke, no answer. At 4:19, Jordan called the agent, Ryan Williams, again to alert him that Luke had requested to enter the portal. He responded via text to let him know that he was flying. Sorrells texted, Luke just reached out to our compliance and requested to go in the portal. What the heck is going on? The agent's response was, oh, bleep.
Man.
Let me try and find out. At 4:40, Sorrells and Coach Allen arrived at Luke's apartment. Luke was in the driveway when they got there. His immediate response was, I'm going to Ole Miss.
Wow.
Coach Allen and Jordan spent some time talking to him. And when they departed, he just said, hey, I need to clear my head. At 5:39, Jordan spoke with the Ole Miss GM, Austin Thomas, again to let him know that we knew all that was going on and that we were going to pursue all options to hold them accountable for tampering. And then at 7:20, after a phone call with Tom Allen and Ben Boulware, Luke affirmed his plan to enter the transfer portal. And then he called me and told me the same thing. Once I got word of all this at 4:15 that he was going over there trying to go in the portal, I immediately called our AD, Graham Neff. I also called Commissioner Phillips. He also called the SEC commissioner and others. So, you know, this is obviously a crazy time. We turned everything in to the NCAA.
Wow.
And I'm just going to just say this. This is like there's tampering and then there's blatant tampering.
Yeah.
You know, tampering.
This totally different, man. Like they went out their way, bro. They pulled up on the dude. Dabo even kept it cool with him. Like, hey, bro, just back up. I ain't going to say nothing. Leave our player alone. We know what's going on. Hey, leave him alone, man. That's it. He wasn't going to say nothing. He might have said something to them, but he wasn't going to come out and really rock and roll with it. But they left him no choice. But this goes beyond tampering, bro. Like he said, this is arrogance, cockiness, like disrespect on all levels. Not giving a damn for real, like no repercussions at all. It's like they used to doing it. Like I say, I'm sure it ain't their first time. This like a normal thing they do on the regular. You know what I mean? Offer the cheddar and the bread and butter, dog. No cap. Yeah, baby. I guarantee this is what Ole Miss do for real. Early work, man. Every day, every night. But this is blatant disrespect. Just blatant all around disrespect. But it's way more than tampering, man. It's tampering on a different extreme level. You know what I mean? Crazy, bro. No cap.
101 is when you're talking to kids who aren't in the portal.
Yeah.
Tampering 201 is when you've already negotiated the deal with the kids not in the portal.
Yeah.
Tampering 301 is when you got a kid who's gone in the portal, signed somewhere, moved there, gone to classes.
Yeah.
And you're texting them while they're in class.
Wow.
That's like a whole nother level of tampering.
Big facts.
And it's total hypocrisy.
Yeah.
Because all this is going on while they, on the other side, are trying to fight their defensive end from going in the portal.
Wow.
They have accused publicly others of tampering with their roster and their players while they are over here tampering. All right. So
pulling up on him, bro. Pulling up on that boy like, hey, what up? Like, hey, stand up. Hey, it's 12 in the morning. Get up. Yeah. Man, bro.
This is just a really sad state of affairs, and it's, to me, we have a broken system. And if there are no consequences for tampering, then we have no rules and we have no governance.
Right.
It's really just that simple.
Yeah.
Okay. This is not, let me be very clear. This is not about a linebacker at Clemson. I don't listen. I feel sorry for I think it's a symptom of a system that you have a kid that I meet at 9:30 and he's, signing the next, like I feel sorry for the young man, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Pressure.
I blame the adults. And again, if you want to have adult world, then there needs to be adult consequences.
And they know,
but this,
like I say, they know they can take advantage of some of these kids, bro, or young dudes, these young men. Like I say, their mind, most of them mind, the mental brain ain't even fully developed. But on top of that, you hear me? Like they can put the material things in their face, entice them with money, with the jewelry, with the clothes, and whatever else the case may be. Like these coaches know this, these agents know this. They know they bring a fat check that's more than the check they got right now. They know what they know what the player going to do. I don't care if he poor or not, come from poverty or not, or rich suburbs, urban area, whatever. 9 times out of 10, especially if they immature, you know what I mean, bro, and really have no accountability to face. Oh yeah, they going to accept that bigger check. They coming over here calling the dude while he at school, doing work, going to his house, pulling up on him, telling him come outside, 12 in the morning. You know what I mean? Calling them again, 4 in the afternoon, showing checks, having players call them. Come on, bro. All of that. They need to find Jackson Dart and find any other player that was involved as well, homie. Yeah, you hear me? Bitch, yeah. Dabo is absolutely correct. Crazy work, man.
It's not about a linebacker at Clemson. And I don't want anyone on our team that doesn't want to be here. I would never want that. All right. But let me tell you what it is about. It's about the next kid. And it's about the next kid. And it's about the message that is being sent if this blatant tampering is allowed to happen without any consequences. This is about protecting our program. This is about college football. That's what this is about. I stay in my lane most of the time.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of things in my days, and I'm like, hey, man, you just do whatever you're going to do. But here's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I've always just kind of stayed in my lane and handled my business. But and I've stayed focused on Clemson. But I am not going to let someone just flat out tamper with my program. Right. If you tamper with my players, I'm going to turn you in.
Respect.
It's just that simple. And again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they've done. Maybe this isn't tampering. I don't know. Maybe I just need to get some clarification on what tampering is. But I understood tampering to be if someone is signed and in classes and not in the portal, because he's not in the portal. He had to re-enter the portal.
Wow.
Then that's the definition of tampering.
That's definitely tampering. Like he said earlier, more than tampering, homie. You hear me? That's more than tampering. That's above and beyond. You know what I mean? That's going all out, all the way out there, way out of pocket. Come on now, man. Yeah.
So if it's not, then my apologies. But that's what I see as tampering. So there's a lot more I could say, but I'm going to let the NCAA handle this, and I'm going to let them do their job. And I'll say this shouldn't be a 3-year or a 3-month investigation. This might take 3 days.
Wow.
They're either going to tell the truth or they're going to lie.
That boy Dabo going in, man. Shout out Dabo, man. You hear me? A lot of people ain't going to like this. A lot of people ain't going to like it, man. For real. I'm sure a lot of people wanted Dabo to keep it under the scene, not bring it out, all that.
It's one of the two. But you ain't got to go. All you got to do is get the phone. This is not complicated. This is very simple. And let me make this clear, too. I'm not out to get anybody fired. That's not my objective in this. I'm not out to get anybody fired. But there has to be accountability and consequences for this type of behavior and total disregard for the rules.
Mm-hmm.
If this happened in the NFL, which is an actual league with rules, they would be fined. They would take draft picks.
Yeah.
They, hit the cap, whatever.
Yeah. And you got to start treating it like the NFL or semi-pro NFL. This is a big business now, homie. You hear me? Players are getting paid major amounts of money. Players can hit the portal anytime they want to. It's time to have some restrictions, some ramifications, et cetera, homie. Yeah, that's the only way they can really figure this out and make it even across the board and get all this tampering and stuff out the way. Schools can throw money around too much. Players can move around too much. They need to get this shit in order, homie, quickly and swiftly, right? And DEBOER just showed them how. Just like the NFL a business, the college football scene and realm is really a business right now, period, man. Yeah. Even Alabama, we saw players hit the portal because of what? Making more money. In my opinion, Texas was tampering. Hollywood Smothers was already with Bama. Texas should have been charged with tampering. If we being real here, Ole Miss ain't the only one. You hear me? But I guarantee this has been going on for 2 years since the portal has been here, dog. The day it arrived, even before when coaches and organizations and teams, dog, got wind that it was coming. You hear me, dog? No cap. Guaranteed this is exactly why Saban left. You know what I mean? Early, man. Period, homie. Yeah. This is straight up wrong bullshit. Heavy.
Again, I'm not trying to get anybody fired. I just want accountability, and there should be consequences for a total disregard for the rules. And this is such a terrible example. It's a terrible example for young coaches in this profession. And to be honest with you, this is crazy. To me, this situation is like having an affair on your honeymoon.
Wow.
That's basically what we're dealing with. And I know for a fact that this is happening at other places.
Yep.
Because you know why? Because I've had a bunch of coaches over the last week that have reached out to me.
Now, I'm going to say this right quick before I go on, bro. Little side note, right? Hey, Bama, bro, boom. I hope y'all ain't doing no tampering, no foul play, DEBOER, whoever, your GMs, whoever, man, who controlling the money, bro, whoever, dog. Hey, Alabama, keep y'all nose clean, bro. No cap. Hold it down. Don't be tampering. Don't be doing no extra bullshit, bro. Don't give them nothing to hold over your head. Nothing to say about Bama. Keep it clean, keep it cool, and do it the right way. They coming with tampering about Bama and old boy from Miami. You hear me, dog? Heavy. They'll say anything to try to get Bama in something. Oh, yeah, for real. So Bama, just stay out the way. Keep doing what you doing, DEBOER. Don't play no dirty game, no foul play.
And they're going, well, let me tell you what's happened to me. Let me tell you what I know. Let me tell you my story.
Told you.
I've had a lot of people reach out with their stories. And so I want to challenge all of those coaches that have reached out to me. I want to challenge all of them. You need to step up and call it out.
Damn.
Otherwise, don't complain.
Real talk.
You either step up,
speak up,
and you be an example to young coaches in this profession.
And it's real trippy here because this ain't just a problem with college football, right? No, it ain't just a college football problem. This right here, one example, coaches not speaking up of wrongdoings, but this a worldwide thing. People, humanity ain't speaking up, bro. You know what I mean? Seeing wickedness, evilness, and ain't speaking up, saying nothing. You hear me? Everybody talking about humanity, but don't really talk and speak about it. You hear me, dog? Heavy. Whatever the reason may be, whatever they scared of, whatever, bro. Poppy cock. But he's exactly right. This is what the world needs to do, dog. Not only college football coaches, but it's a motherfucking worldwide thing, bro. You hear me? Heavy. Come on now, bro. Shout out Dabo, though, bro. Once again, period. No cap.
And be people of integrity, or just shut your mouth and don't complain again. That's what I would say to all the coaches out there.
Real talk.
Because I know this has happened. And we're never going to get this under control until we start having some consequences.
Right.
We're just not. It's just that simple. And listen, one of the responses that came out of Mississippi was this right here. Well, people are calling and texting our guys.
Oh man, come on, man. You see the game, bro? You see the game? And they probably lying about that for real. But you see how I go, bro? Everybody been doing it, homie. Yeah. Wow, bro. And the people who created this, they knew what was going on. They knew what could really happen. Or everybody's shocked now. This is going on around yonder. Come on, man. They should have had rules and restrictions before the whole thing started. And they could have avoided a lot of this. They just give them free reign to do whatever. What the hell you expect gonna happen, man? Yeah. Period, homie. Yeah. Especially when you got schools that can throw money around, put checks in players' face. Come on now, man. That's why I say, bro, like people in position of power, humanity, like it's all hypocritical, man. Yeah. That
was the response. Well, let me tell you what I know. 2 wrongs don't make a right.
Yeah.
That's what I know. And we have a saying in our team room that says right is right, even if nobody does it. And wrong is wrong, even if everybody does it.
Man. Real talk, Dabo. That boy Dabo going in, man. I gotta run that back. For real, bro. No cap, period. Damn, bro. Bunch of chump punks. Huh?
That was the response. Well, let me tell you what I know. 2 wrongs don't make a right. That's what I know. And we have a saying in our team room that says right is right, even if nobody does it. And wrong is wrong, even if everybody does it.
Wow.
Okay. And listen, man, this my win-loss record, I may never win another game. My win-loss record is set. This is about this profession. This is about college football. All right. So that's what happened.
Man, talk to him, Dabo. You hear me, bro? For real. Talk your shit, Dabo. For real, homie. Yeah, you hear me? Heavy, no cap. Real talk. Shout out Vikings news today in the building. SKOL, baby. SKOL Tide. Shout out thumbs up for EJ's journey. Much appreciated. Much respect. Heavy. Shout out Dabo as well, baby.
That's where we are. This is crazy. And it's just another reason why we need change. You can't even sign a guy and go to class and work out and have meetings and even know that that's your roster. You can't sign with the Browns and practice a week.
Right.
And then the Dolphins call you and say, hey, we're going to give you a little more money. And you say, see you, boys, and you go play for the Dolphins. That's not the real world.
Yep. Facts.
And so it's total chaos. We have to fix this chaos that's going on in college football. So that's what happened. That's where we are. And to add a little more context, I'm going to pass it off.
I mean, this shit going back to the old days when they say was tampering was going on rampant, bro. You hear me? Heavy. You know what I mean? When players getting played under the table, this going back to them days, bro. Early. Oh, man, bro. Oh, man. But he's exactly right. They're not learning no accountability, how to be loyal, how to be real men. You know what I mean? Learning no principles, bro. No integrity, nothing. Discipline, nothing. They're running amok.
To our AD Graham Neff to speak on it a little further.
So I'll just frame.
Why is Amazon paying me $63,000 a month?
Well,
I didn't make this kind of money selling.
And that's it, bro. That's crazy work. Wow, homie. Wow, man. Shout out Dabo Swinney once again in the building for just kicking the facts, stepping up, bro, saying something, speaking out. But as you heard him say, this is going on This is going on all around college football and on teams, coaches, other coaches going through it, but ain't saying nothing. Like I said, they're probably getting paid off. It's what it is. And a lot of coaches ain't going like this. A lot of people, especially higher ups, ain't going like what Dabo doing. But at the end of the day, shout out Dabo for doing what he's doing. You know what I mean? Like he just said, right is right no matter if nobody's doing it, and wrong is wrong no matter if everybody is doing it. You hear me, homie? Yeah. Cold motherfucker, man. Yeah. Shout out Dabo Sweeney, bro. Roll Tide full of pride. I'm finna get up out of here. Y'all got questions, comments, opinions, fired up in the chat. You know, I give it a few minutes. You hear me, dog? Heavy. Anybody got some opinions, want to come up and say how they feel and keep it real? Let me know that as well, bro. You hear me? No cap. Yeah, man. Shout out Dabo Sweeney, man. It need to be dealt with. That's crazy work, homie. Yeah. But once again, shout out K-Dog, Kalen DeBoer, a.k.a. K-Dog. That's what I call him, K-Dog, my dog, for putting his foot down, stepping up, bro, for real. Bama boys say, what should the penalty be? Man, hey, I really feel like kind of what Dabo said, bro. Definitely be some suspensions. Man, bro, like, that player shouldn't be able to go there. But at this point, do Clemson even want him? You know what I mean? Like, for real. But I'm sure he wanted to play for Clemson. That's why he signed. But when they go over there and start enticing him with the money, with the damn bread and the guapino, certain players are fold. They see them big numbers. They see them triple-digit zeros. They'll fold, break down. Right? React off of emotion and feelings instead of reacting off of principles and integrity and discipline, bro, and where their heart really wants them to be, right? Where their spirit really leads them. But then again, some of them aren't even inclined with their spiritual self. So what do you really expect, right? Right. So a team come along with money and certain offers, boom, that player going to roll out for real on 20s with the top back. So, yeah, bro, definitely suspensions, maybe restrictions from bowl games, bowl games revoked. You know what I mean? Something, bro, fine the schools, fine the coaches, you hear me? No cap, take away some of their money, whatever, man. But it needs to be something happen. Like Dabo say, he don't want nobody fired, but shit, you may have to go to that extent. Period, dog. No cap, bro. Yeah. But this is crazy work. Something has to be done. For real, man. Yeah. Yeah, lose a year, Bama boy. Something, bro. Something got to really go down. I mean, damn, they just going to walk away, get away with it. Then you got other coaches calling Dabo, telling him this going on, the same thing happening to them. So everybody just keeping quiet, keeping hush mouth. And I still believe some of them getting paid off as well to keep it quiet. You hear me? To keep it quiet. Yeah, don't say nothing about it. You hear me? Keep it on a real low for show. We'll give you some more dough. They throw that there. They send that there. You hear me? They send that there, baby. Yeah. No cap. But absolutely correct, Bama boy. Something got to happen, man. But shout out Dabo Sweeney for keeping it real, homie. For real. Going against the grain, all that. And like you say, you ain't going to say nothing. Shut the hell up. Stop running your damn trap and complaining. You know what I mean? He said that he broke it down perfectly. You hear me? And Dabo, smooth, cool cat. He always been a smooth, cool, laid back dude. Played by the rules, played the game fair. Even in a dirty game, right? He played it fair. Yeah. He gave them boys a chance. Hey, back up. We know what's going on. Stop playing. Stop playing me like a fool. You hear me, dog? No cap. Stop playing us like we dumb. Leave my player alone, dog. For real. Oh, Miss Punk ass, they got some nerve. They said, hey, we're going to drop our balls on Clemson. Oh, yeah, they're going to drop their nuts on Clemson. They not only kept calling, called him in class at school, pulled up on him, man. Huh? I repeat, pulled up on the man. Like, what up? Here go a big check. You hear me, dog? Heavy. They said we don't respect nothing about Dabo, respect nothing about Clemson. We disrespecting everything about Clemson and their program and what they got going on. You know? So shout out Dabo, bro. Any way you want to look at it, you cannot. If you mad at him for speaking the truth, hey, that's on you, bro. But as we know, the world we live in, people don't like to hear the truth at times. Oh, yeah. Especially certain ones. You know what I mean? Shout out my dog, Bama boy, my Levy dog, Bama boy in the building. Them Levy dogs coming. I'm finna get up out of here, man. You know what it is. Once again, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, right? It takes less than 1 second. Support the channel. Support the grind for real. Heavy, man. You know what it is, dog. Roll Tide full of pride. Oh, hold up. If you want to be a channel member, do that as well. Become a member. Get exclusive perks. Get access to exclusive member-only lives and come rock and roll with Big SKOL. Lock in with me. I repeat, lock in with me, man. Yeah, you know what it is, bro. Roll Tide full of pride. Let's get it. Shout out K-Dog for making the right move. And let's keep moving this shit, pushing this shit forward, man. Roll Tide full of pride, man. Here we come. Roll Tide.